Hey, good morning. Welcome to day 34 of The Art of Focus by Danco. I'm reading 3 pages a day, and I'm on page 132. Here we go. Humans are lazy. I mean, efficient. Apologies. We have created solutions to make our lives easier for the entirety of our evolutionary timeline. At the time of writing this, the problem on most people's minds is the phasing out of labor jobs and low skill work due to artificial intelligence and automation. Fast food and grocery store workers are being threatened by automated kiosks and robots that don't cost the company an hourly wage, no matter how small. Semi truck drivers are being threatened by self driving trucks that can be controlled from a remote location anywhere in the world. Even writers, artists, and programmers are being threatened by artificial intelligence tools that can spit out words, masterpieces, and code at the click of a button. In times like these, it makes sense why everyone is losing their minds. Their survival's at stake in more ways than physical. They don't have the time to learn about their potential options, and they are comfortable to the point where even a few minutes out of their mundane routine is perceived as hard. In a world ruled by money, it may not make you happy, but there is a baseline you must reach to sustain a fulfilling lifestyle. Money is the lifeblood of society, and if you want to participate in any aspect of it, sorry. Money is the lifeblood of society, and if you want to participate in any aspect of it, money is now one of the most important basic needs in the world. You can play the status game of not needing to make a lot of money to be happy, but unless you reject the world to live off in the woods, you are fooling yourself. Low skill labor jobs are being phased out at an exponential rate, and I can't help thinking that this is exactly what the world needs. One man's labor cannot scale, but the creative ability of his mind can. You have the opportunity to solve your own problems, help others solve their own, and impact the world at a scale while generating a creative income with the power of the internet. Education, entertainment, and inspiration now form the pillars of an emerging digital society. Purpose, profits, and peace are no longer mutually exclusive. Emerging education. When I was a child, I felt alone. I was a rebel. I questioned almost everything that I was told to do, whether it was having to go to church, after school sports, or college. I am grateful for my programming because it allowed me to get a leg up on my peers who listened and obeyed without question. Formal education has its place, but people are losing trust in its ability to secure their future. And I would argue that they never had trust in its ability to secure a fulfilling future. People inherently know that enjoyment in their life is their choice, but nobody wants to face that reality. So they outsource their future to schools and jobs. It's all too common for someone to spend 4 to 12 years and tens of thousands of dollars just to be placed in a low-paying jobs that require a fraction of what they were taught in school. That is the ideal case. Most of the time, students need to self educate on the side to secure an income outside of what they went to school for. The degree at that point serves as proof that you can do something that you hate for years, so they happily hire you. The education system has its benefits, as all things do, but for those that want fulfilling work and an open schedule, a glorified piece of paper called a degree isn't going to get you there. In my eyes, the college experience is worthwhile. Depending on the individual's personality, they can form a powerful network, land a great job, and build a future worth helping others achieve. That's the problem in itself. The college experience is dependent on their personality. The sense of self, the concept that the individual attaches to that, is forged by years of social conditioning. Colleges create educational material that holds a high authority on the internet. Students form their worldview from this information because it allowed them to do well in college. Students grow up and create families with the same worldview. Families create selves that go to college without question and continue to fuel the outdated machine. The main reason people go to college is because they haven't questioned who they are, what they want, and developed themselves to the point of self reliance. We are all here to maximize our human experience. That's it. That's all we're looking for. Some attempt to find happiness in the short term, some in the long term, but we are all on the same path. We don't want to suffer, and education should reflect that. When we bust through our selfish karma, when we then open up room for selflessness, and we can impact the world from a more enlightened perspective. This higher perspective cannot be reached by conforming to the formal education system. In my opinion, kids don't need to be taught an idealized version of health and gender studies, nor do they need to memorize concepts in algebra and physics that don't transfer over to living a life of enjoyment and impact through a nuanced lens. People can find enjoyment in the interests that college can introduce them to, but one does not need to follow the same path as everyone else to find those interests. The first lesson of any teaching should be to encourage the questioning of any teaching. The second should be to lean into a curiosity that will allow you to fail the fastest. From there, we can include topics on persuasion, mental models, research skills, critical thinking, and entrepreneurship as vessels for applying any skill the individual may learn. This will never happen since the education system is interwoven into the social fabric of corporate jobs and government agencies. The government influences the general curriculum, and the curriculum influences the job opportunities that students have available to them. From the outside looking in, this is a cyclical yet groundless system that reduces novel emergence, innovation, and personal development. At worst, the school system conditions convergent thinking, conformity over authenticity, memorization over process, failure as something to avoid, authorities as unquestionable, long work over efficiency, and intelligence dictated by book smarts. At best, this pricey status symbol will give you the experience you need to make better decisions as you enter your prime years. You will make mistakes, party a bit too much, and meet lifelong friends that you wouldn't find in your hometown. After 5 years and $20,000 down the drain, with 2 more years to complete my degree, I was fed up. There was a lot on the line, and the thought of getting a job was the bane of my existence. I knew I could acquire the skills to avoid that reality. In my final year, I took a class on basic computer programming. This was the first class I was interested in, so much so that I spent 3 to 4 hours a day studying outside of class with online courses and tutorials. This is when the reality of formal education slapped me in the face. Within 2 weeks, I had learned the entirety of the college course curriculum through self study on the internet. I stopped going to class, but still aced the tests. That's it for today. Thank you for being here. I hope you have a great afternoon. I'll see you tomorrow.